Welcome everybody to Costa Rica, Pura Vida. I am here with my mom. She is just celebrating her birthday, so I decided to take her on a last-minute trip to Costa Rica. She hasn't traveled internationally in more than 10 years, so in the winter I told her to renew her passport, and her birthday was Monday, and away we went on this last-minute trip. This is her first time in Costa Rica, my second. We are going to be exploring the areas of La Fortuna, and we are so excited for what's to come. We started our trip by flying into San Jose and renting a car so we could drive through the interior, passing waterfalls and seeing the country. Our first stop was the wild and unique volcano Payos, which is inside one of Costa Rica's national parks. Costa Rica has a ton of volcanoes, and one of the must-see is the volcano Payos. This is actually a huge caldera. In the middle is a sulfuric lake, and here at the station they actually test the gases that come out of this area just in case they get a little bit too dangerous. They actually have to evacuate people. This is still an active volcano, and it's really a sight to behold. Seeing the wildly colored acidic lake inside the volcano was wild, and as we continued north, we stopped next at the Catarata del Toro, a 270-foot waterfall tucked into the hillsides. The waterfall is on a private estate. There's a small entrance fee that allows you to use the walking trails that have some stunning overlooks, and for those looking for some exercise, a few hundred stairs that will lead you to the waterfall's pools. So you can actually visit the bottom of this waterfall, but to get there you have to go down a series of about 400 stone steps. Now this part was a little bit much for my mom, so I'm running down to the bottom while she heads back to the visitor center there to get something to drink, and I'm really excited to see this waterfall up close. Our road trip through Costa Rica's interior took us next to La Fortuna, a bustling tourist town well known for the prominent La Fortuna volcano, hot springs, and adventure experiences on and off the river. We were staying at a place called Amor Arenal, an adults-only resort with private treehouse-like cabins all tucked into the jungle. We had our own private hot tub and some of the most stunning views of the volcano I could have asked for. So far, this place is absolutely incredible. It's just before 7. I'm just getting up to do a little workout here at the gym, and then breakfast, and then we're heading off to do some of the canopy tours here. Breakfast at this place was served al fresco, and my mom and I were loving the luxury jungle vibes and local flavors that were being served up. Here in Costa Rica, there are so many amazing ways to experience the jungle, from horseback riding and ATV renting to zip lining, and even just hiking. But one of the things my mom really wanted to do was check out the hanging bridges here that go through the rainforest. So right now we're at a place called Mystico Park. This is a nature reserve with a ton of hanging bridges, a waterfall, and it's gonna be really cool to experience the canopy up here, and hopefully we'll see some wildlife. This park has a long and a short version of trails that loop through the rainforest and has several hanging bridges that bring you within the jungle. It takes anywhere from 90 minutes to 2.5 hours to walk it all. It's possible to see hundreds of different species of bird, snake, insect, and even monkey here. But my favorite animal sighting was definitely the olingo. The olingo is a nocturnal animal. It's in the raccoon family, and they live primarily in trees. But to me, it looked like a mix of a marmot and a monkey, and I loved watching it hop from branch to branch. This is the famous Arenal hanging bridge. It moves around a lot, huh? Are you okay? This vacation was certainly a different kind of trip for me. It was really a chance for me to slow down, something I'm not very good at when I travel. Normally I plan several activities each day, leaving pretty much no time for relaxation, but with my mom tagging along, this meant we were moving a little slower and enjoying our time in each and every place a little bit more than I usually give myself a chance. And that meant a lot of visits to the pool and a lot of soaks in our hot tub. One of the main features here in La Fortuna is the Arenal Volcano. And today we are exploring the bottom of the volcano here at the Arenal 1968 hiking trails. There are a couple of trails here where you can explore some of the lava fields and get a great view of the volcano. You can't actually hike to the top of the volcano, so this is going to be one of the best ways to kind of see this area and take in some of the wildlife.
Covered with air.
Don't touch it. No, that's wasp nest.
Those are wasps.
It's a wasp nest. We hired a guide at this park to show us around and share some local knowledge about plants and wildlife. There are so many birds around the forest here. Costa Rica is home to over 900 bird species, which is 10% of the bird species in the world, and more than double the amount of both the US and Canada combined. So there's basically a ton of biodiversity here, and throughout this walk, we heard so many noises, chirps, and tweets coming from all directions while walking around the jungles. The real star of the area, though, is the Arenal Volcano, and this park sits right at the edge of an old lava flow. The volcano is still active, but it hasn't had gas or eruptions since 2010 and is currently in what they call a resting phase. So there's no danger of eruptions right now, but that could change at any time. In the area, there are also over a dozen thermal springs and vents that create warm, mineral-rich water and steam, and we were about to take a closer look. Our last stop on today's adventure is here in the river, and surprise, surprise, this is actually where the river is warm. So we're basically sitting in a natural hot spring right here. Downriver is where it connects with some of the colder water, but right here, it's just like heaven. This place has just knocked our socks off. We are having the most amazing time here at Amor Arenal and in La Fortuna here in Costa Rica. I cannot say enough good things, and my mom has really just jumped headfirst into adventuring with me, coming down to see waterfalls with me today, jumping in the hot spring fed river, going to the hanging bridges. There has just been so many great adventures on this trip. So if you're looking for nature adventure, beauty, the rainforest, come to Costa Rica. Two things that you see a lot of here in Costa Rica are coffee and chocolate. Actually, we passed one of the Starbucks coffee roasters on our way up here to La Fortuna. So today we're actually taking a coffee and chocolate tour to learn a little bit more about the process for making chocolate and your favorite roasted coffee. My mom and I both love chocolate. Like, we have to have a piece at least every day. And I am shocked that I have never been on one of these tours in another country. But if you're coming here to Costa Rica, this is a great place to do it because the cacao bean was not only highly prized here, but a sacred crop to some of the indigenous people of Costa Rica. And it was actually used as a currency up until about 1930 by the Corotega people. We got to taste the raw cacao and then all kinds of varieties of sweetened and non-sweetened chocolate. And then afterwards, we learned a bit more about coffee and how you should really make it. 1 scoop per cup with a cloth filter, which can be reused to reduce waste and be more sustainable.
Sweet, dark, 70. Yes.
Are you gonna add anything?
No, just a little.
Okay.
So the answer is yes,
That's
it
spicy. What
is.
you
Is it? Yes, it is.
Okay, there's cinnamon.
Yes, it is.
There's cinnamon.
We can have roast, gas, the cocoa, beans. Mis amigos, so roasting cacao, it's not difficult. Just using gas, so temperature, using gas. Only gas. I think it's still gas. First sip. No, if you're not used to it, gas is not good.
Today is all about wildlife. We're actually heading out with the same tour company we used yesterday called Jacamar. They're going to be taking us out on a riverboat here to hopefully catch some monkeys, birds, and who knows what else we'll see, but we're pretty excited to get out here and float. As we meandered the river, floating slowly down with the current, we passed so much wildlife. Our guide had eagle eyes and pointed out things we would have never noticed, like a two-toed sloth, toucans, monkeys, little herons, and lizards that can walk on water. Look closely at this tree. On first glance, it looks like a line of bark, but those little leaf-like spots are bats. Nature is amazing. One of my favorite sightings was the family of owls. The parents had flown to another branch, and we watched as they beckoned the baby to take flight and join them. Look closely, you're gonna see the biggest iguana you've ever seen. We couldn't leave La Fortuna without a stop at the Fortuna waterfall. Probably one of the most touristy places we visited, but well worth it to swim in the pool of a 70-meter waterfall. And I will say that swimming out towards the gushing water in the middle of this pool was nothing short of exhilarating. Until next time, Costa Rica. As always, I'm Alice Ford. Never stop exploring.